In the heart of a bustling city that never sleeps, I found myself trudging home alone, long after the world had quieted down. The clock had just struck midnight, marking the end of another grueling day at the office. As a man who prided himself on his dedication, working late had become a second nature to me. Yet, that night, there was a palpable unease in the air, a foreboding feeling that made my skin crawl as I embarked on my journey home. The city, usually vibrant and alive with the echoes of existence, was eerily silent, as if it had been abandoned in haste. The only sound that accompanied me was the rhythmic tapping of my footsteps against the cold, hard pavement. Street lights flickered above, casting long, sinister shadows that seemed to dance mockingly around me. I quickened my pace, eager to leave the unsettling quietude behind, but it felt as though the darkness was following me, engulfing me in its cold embrace. Suddenly, a chilling breeze whispered through the deserted streets, carrying with it a faint, almost imperceptible sound. It was a soft, melodic hum, like a lullaby sung by the night itself. Curiosity piqued and caution thrown to the wind, I found myself drawn to the source of the sound, veering off my familiar path and into the unknown. The melody led me to a narrow alleyway shrouded in darkness, where the light of the street lamps could not reach. The hum grew louder, more enticing, beckoning me forward. It was then that I saw her, a figure cloaked in shadows, standing at the end of the alley. She was swaying gently to the tune she hummed, her presence both mesmerizing and terrifying. I should have turned back, but I was rooted to the spot, entranced by the spectral figure before me. As I watched, the melody ceased abruptly, and the figure stepped forward, emerging from the shadows. Her face was pale, almost translucent, and her eyes, those deep, abyssal eyes, seemed to pierce right through me, seeing into the very depths of my soul. "Lost are we," she whispered, her voice like the rustling of leaves on a quiet night. Before I could muster a response, she vanished into thin air, leaving me alone with the deafening silence once more. Shaken to my core, I stumbled out of the alley, my heart pounding in my chest. The city had transformed into a labyrinth of fear and shadows, with every turn revealing more darkness, more unknown. The once familiar streets now seemed alien, hostile. Panic set in as I realized I was hopelessly lost, the comforting lights of home nowhere in sight. I ran, my breath ragged, my mind screaming for escape. But no matter how fast or how far I ran, the voices followed, always right behind me, always just out of sight. It was then, in my darkest moment, that I realized the horrifying truth: the city itself was alive, and it hungered. Just when I thought all hope was lost, a light appeared in the distance, a beacon guiding me through the night. With the last of my strength, I pushed forward, the voices growing fainter with each step. The light grew brighter, warmer, until at last I emerged from the nightmare into the safety of the early morning light. I made my way home, the events of the night etched into my memory, a haunting reminder of the thin veil that separates our world from the unknown. From that night on, I never worked late again, nor did I walk home alone in the dark. For I had glimpsed what lurks in the shadows, waiting for the unwary, and I knew I had been lucky to escape with my life. And so I share this tale as a warning to others who might find themselves walking home alone at night. Be wary of the paths you choose, for not all who wander are lost, some are hunted.